text, Acts of the Apostles 27:13-38. The narrative unfolds upon the sea, where what began with a gentle south wind soon gives way to a violent tempest. The ship, caught in what is called a northeaster, is driven helplessly. Human strength, wisdom, and navigation fail under the force of the storm. The sailors resort to every means available, undergirding the ship, casting off cargo, lightening the vessel. Yet the situation only worsens. Luke records that all who should be saved was then taken away. This moment of despair is essential. It reveals the insufficiency of human effort in the face of overwhelming judgment and chaos. The sea, often symbolic of turmoil and instability, becomes the stage where human inability is fully exposed. Neither experience nor effort can secure deliverance. Into this darkness, Paul stands, not as a mere passenger, but as one who bears divine assurance. Though previously ignored, his voice now carries weight, not because circumstances have improved, but because certainty has been revealed. He declares that no life will be lost, though the ship itself will be destroyed. This distinction is critical. Preservation of life is guaranteed, even as the vessel that carries them is destined to perish. Paul recounts the visitation of an angel of God, affirming that he must stand before Caesar and that all those sailing with him have been granted to him. The language here is not conditional but declarative. The outcome is not dependent on the sailor's skill or the passenger's efforts. It rests entirely upon what has been declared. Thus, in the midst of a storm that strips away all confidence in the flesh, a greater certainty emerges, one grounded not in human ability, but in divine assurance. The storm does not negate the promise. Rather, it serves as the backdrop against which the promise shines more clearly. As the narrative continues, the tension remains. The sailors attempt to escape under the pretense of lowering anchors, yet Paul exposes their intent. He warns that unless they remain in the ship, they cannot be saved. This is not a contradiction to the earlier promise, but a means through which it is fulfilled. The centurion and soldiers act decisively, cutting away the lifeboat. Here, the futility of self-preservation apart from what has been declared is again exposed. The instinct to escape by human means is shown to be unreliable. What has been spoken governs the outcome, not the strategies devised in fear. As day approaches, Paul urges all to take food. For 14 days they have fasted, consumed by anxiety. Now, in the presence of all, he takes bread, gives thanks to God, breaks it, and begins to eat. This act is quiet yet profound. In the midst of chaos, thanksgiving is offered, not because the storm has ceased, but because the outcome is already secured. The others are encouraged and also take food. Strength returns, not as a means of securing deliverance, but as preparation for what has already been assured. There are 276 souls aboard, all accounted for, all included in the promise. Finally, they lighten the ship further, casting wheat into the sea. The vessel, once relied upon, is progressively stripped away. What remains is not the ship, but the certainty of life. This passage presents a contrast between what is temporal and what is assured. The ship, representing human structure, effort, and reliance, is lost. Yet every life is preserved according to what was spoken. The storm exposes, the word assures, and the outcome aligns with what has been declared from the beginning. Thus, amid the fury of wind and wave, a greater reality stands unshaken, not dependent on circumstance, nor altered by human action, but established entirely by divine declaration.